Hello, I hope you're doing well. I'm Milad Kambadi, and in this tutorial, I want to talk about a very important topic. Which market is the most suitable for selling our products? In this episode, we introduced a large number of markets and discussed what products you can sell there. But in this section, I want to explain which products are best suited for each market. In a market like ArtStation, we shouldn't expect to sell products that aren't a good fit for the platform. For example, the architecture category on ArtStation isn't as strong as it is on a market like 3D Sky. That's a wrong assumption. I've selected 5 markets here: ArtStation, CGTrader, 3D Sky, TurboSquid, and FlippedNormals. Of course, there are many other markets, but these 5 are the main ones I'm focusing on today. First of all, we should generally divide products into 2 categories: game assets and architectural assets. If we do this, it's easier to explain and understand which markets are better suited for which products. More suitable. Each of these has a lot of subcategories. As I've mentioned in previous episodes and in different tutorials, I've explained what products you can sell on a platform like ArtStation and what you can sell on FlippedNormals. What kind of products are suitable for sale on ArtStation? Now, in this episode, let's explain it based on these points. First of all, ArtStation. But before that, let me say this. The 2 categories I mentioned, architecture and game assets, are different. Some markets sell both very well, while others are only good for one. Let's start with the ArtStation website. On ArtStation, game-related products sell much better. Sorry, let me correct that. Architecture-related products don't sell well on ArtStation. Keep this in mind. At the beginning, I said that this doesn't mean you can't sell architecture on ArtStation. Why? You can sell architecture, but it needs to have a game-oriented aspect. That is, environments or spaces designed for games. The type of architecture we can sell on 3D Sky is different from what we can sell on ArtStation. They are very different. For example, you can't go to 3D Sky and upload a sofa like this or a bed and sell it, and then expect to upload the same bed to ArtStation and expect it to sell. The reality is, it doesn't work like that. Not at all. Everything you can sell on ArtStation falls into the game category or its subcategories. From alpha brushes and textures to game models and props. For example, let's talk about props. Game-related props. Game. Materials. Materials. If we move into architecture, it must be environments. Environments. Architectural spaces, environments specifically used in games. There are also many other subcategories available in the shop section. In the marketplace section, you can see all these categories. Let me click on it. Marketplace. Here we can see all the categories available. These are the categories. In this section, we have 6 main categories: tutorials, game assets, resources, brushes, artwork, and book comics. The last 2 have very, very low sales. Very low. But the first 4 categories have very good sales. So this is the general structure of the ArtStation marketplace. What kinds of products we can sell there. Now let's move on to CGTrader. CGTrader takes a middle ground approach. On CGTrader, we can sell products in both the game asset field and the architecture field. On CGTrader, we can do both. We can work in both categories and have products to sell. Let me tell you one more thing about the CGTrader marketplace. And the videos I'm recording now are before the changes that are coming soon on the market. CGTrader applies. So, it is possible that in a few days, the CGTrader market will have some changes in it. If it changes, I'll give you an update and talk about it. I'm talking about those changes, what changes have happened, but market CGTrader, contrary to what we imagine. In the discussion of the architecture of the external space in a real way, this is a form, not the architecture of the game field, architecture in the field of external space. It's real. It is active, but it does not have good products. This is a point. This means that it has good potential for this. There is a market. And one more thing about the market, CGTrader. Very. The market is general when you say the market too. A good game can be sold. It can also sell architecture well, which means that the market is a general market and almost everything you put in this market. In the possibility of selling and the chance of selling it. This, my own experience of this market. And I would like to tell you one more thing about this market, considering that CGTrader market charges a higher percentage of commission than ArtStation market. You can put the price you put in the ArtStation be different from the price you put in CGTrader. For example, my products in the CGTrader market are priced higher than my products in the market ArtStation. ArtStation, because the higher the commission amount. It takes a higher, and this causes me to put slightly different prices in this market. I should also say that many times you ask questions that we can put the product in the ArtStation, should we put other markets as well? Or to put it this way, can we put the product in one market and put it in other markets? Yes, you can. So let's observe this market and see it, and it's very interesting. When I want to find my product idea, I come to the CGTrader website looking for a product idea. Because CGTrader, I told you about CGTrader, the market that is in the discussion. Architecture. I'm sorry for the generals market. Gives me better ideas for finding the product. And then I'm going to take those ideas. I will take it and develop, for example, and I work on them. And another point, again, this is my personal experience. In the CGTrader market, we see a lot of products that you see in the artist market. We don't see it. If we fall into the market artist market, it is good for the game, but it is strange that many people, they don't put their products in the ArtStation. I don't know the reason for them. It can be very active for them. But let's go to the market. 3D Sky. 3D Sky market. So far, based on the explanations I have given you, we have found that the market is suitable for architectural products. And here's the other way around. The 3D Sky market is a market that is not suitable for selling game products at all, even if, to be approved. This market, one of the most rigorous markets when it comes to reviewing. It has very rigid reviews. This has been the case for many years, and it is still the case now. It is very sensitive, and only in the field. Architecture works. And except for the few markets whose policy is still like this, the price cannot be defined by the user. The price is defined by the site. Now that I'm recording a video for you, we are at the end of May 2025. Price $7. And it is not higher, and he takes 50% of it himself. That is, again, except it is the category of markets that receive the most commissions. But the next market is the market. TurboSquid is the oldest market in the discussion. 3D models. The TurboSquid market has been reviewed for a long time. It has not been reviewed before. Now, new, the revision is also a bit rigid. And somebody, There are many do's and don'ts in this market as to what should be in your product category. What photos to put, what models to put. For example, what preview are available for this category of products in this market. The TurboSquid market is also in the hands of markets that are general, like CGTrader is working as well, which means that the general architecture is also working. The game is also for sale. But my experience in the CGTrader market discussion, it has been a more successful experience to market TurboSquid. And there is another point in the discussion of the TurboSquid market, and that is that this market also has a higher percentage. Both products in the field of games and products in the field of architecture are sold, and the general. But it takes a higher percentage, and he will take more commissions, 40 to 60% depends on your level. So here is this type of market if you want to operate. And in the category of your market, in my opinion, leave market TurboSquid. Latest market category. It's not that the market is bad, it's a good market. It may have good sales, but it takes a lot of commission. Here's a look at this. And the FlippedNormals market is one of the categories of markets that this market, it's just the market. I can say, architecture, it doesn't sell in this market. And the field of games is the most active. And let me tell you one thing about this market. The owners of the market themselves were the direction of this market. That is, the people who threw this market, coming and consider the category for this market, which is to be active in the field of games from the very first day. With those tutorials in the field of gaming, in the discussion of Blender, coming to work in this field. And this led to the fact that this market, go to the game, it's a very good market. Commission, it's pretty good. That is, between 20 and 30% only takes commissions. The commissions are good. If you have a regular activity, the market is also suitable. But I should emphasize again that in this market, you should not expect to sell products in the field of architecture. I'll tell you one thing about this market, about the FlippedNormals market. That is, FlippedNormals comes up with the products that are good, and these products as top products. And this will make your product promote if you have a good product. And it causes make a good sale. So FlippedNormal market is also an attractive market. We have 2 or 3 other markets in the fields of Blender, in the fields of 3D printing models that I will tell you in future videos and tutorials. For now, keep these 5 categories in mind and know if you want to be active, which markets to operate in is better. Here's what I tell you. Clothing market, clothing product category, because they are generals. Except for the 3D sky market, it means if you want to work in the field of clothing, except for the 3D sky market, in all markets, clothes can make sales for you. So clothing is no longer limited to architecture or games. There is a category. Of course, it comes under the categories of the game, but clothes can also be very good for you. It is good to sell in the market, as long as you can, in the markets that I have told you other than 3D Sky. Make an appointment. Great job in today's training. In the next parts, I will talking about other markets, all of you that I said, such as Blender models and 3D print models to get familiar with them.